Hello guys, today's topic is Fiela and Summary. This is the novel written by Dylan Matthew. So this is Fiela and Summary. So guys, listen carefully so that you can understand the novel. So I'm going to start by explaining the structure and the theme. Then I'm going to explain chapter by chapter. So it's very important that you listen carefully and take down a book and write some notes. So Fiela is a drama novel written by South African author Dylan Matthew. It was published in 1985. Is set in the late 19th century in the Knysna Forest region of South Africa. The novel explores the themes of identity, love, family, race, and complexities of human relationships in a society divided by racial prejudice. So the structure of the novel, Fiela follows a linear narrative structure and is divided into chapters. The story primarily focuses on two parallel narratives that eventually converge. Each chapter is dedicated to a specific character's perspective, allowing the readers to gain insight into their thoughts, emotions, and motivations. So that's the structure. So I'm going to the themes now. Themes. Identity. That's number one. Identity. The novel explores the theme of identity through the character of Benjamin, who torn between two racial and cultural backgrounds. It raises questions about the influence of societal expectation on one's sense of self and search for belonging. 2. Love and family. Love and family bonds are central themes in Fiela. The novel examines the power of maternal love through Fiela's unwavering dedication to Benjamin, despite the racial divisions of societal expectation that try to tear them apart. 3. Prejudice and racism. The novel portrays the racial prejudices and discrimination prevalent in South Africa during the 19th century. It highlights the destructive impact of racism on the individuals and families, as well as the broader consequences for society. 4. Nature and the environment. The setting of the Knysna forest plays a significant role in the novel. The forest symbolizes freedom, harmony, and the interconnectedness of all living beings. It serves a contrast to the rigid social divisions of prejudices of the human world. Justice and injustice. The novel raises questions about justice and injustice, and particularly in relation to racial inequalities and flawed legal system. It examines the consequences of societal injustice and the struggle for truth and fairness. So that's the structure and the theme. As I've said, I'm going to explain chapter by chapter now. So without wasting any time, I'm going to start by explaining chapter 1. Chapter 1. The Lost Child. The story begins with a young white boy named Benjamin who gets lost in the forest. He is found and rescued by Fiela Komoetie, a loving and nurturing colored woman who lives in Knysna Forest. Fiela and her husband, Selling, decides to raise the boy as their own, naming him Lukas. They have 4 other children, 2 boys and 2 girls. Chapter 2. The Loving Family. As Lukas grows up, he becomes an integral part of the Komoetie family. They live a simple but happy life, surrounded by nature. Fiela and Selling treat Lukas no differently than their biological children and love him unconditionally. Lukas forms deep bonds with his siblings and develops a strong sense of belonging. Chapter 3. The Discovery. When Lukas is around 9 years old, a government official, Lukas van Rooyen, arrives in their community. He questions Fiela and Selling about Lukas, suspicious of the white child living with the colored family. Despite Fiela's pleas and the children's love for each other, Lukas is taken away and returned to his biological white family, the Van Rooyens. Chapter 4. The Struggle for Identity. Lukas finds it difficult to adjust to his new life with the Van Rooyens. He longs for the Fiela and his true identity as the Komoetie. The Van Rooyens change his name back to Benjamin and attempt to erase his colored heritage. Benjamin struggles with his conflicting identities and feels like an outsider among his white family. Chapter 5. The Search for the Truth. Years pass and Benjamin grows into a young man. He becomes determined to find his true family and seeks out Fiela and Selling. He travels back to Neisner Forest, where he reunites with Fiela and learns the truth about his past. Fiela shares her unconditional love with him once again, and Benjamin finally feels a sense of belonging. Chapter 6: The Trial. Benjamin's return to the Neisner Forest stirs controversy and legal complications. The government accuses Fiela and Selling of kidnapping Benjamin when he was a child. A trial ensues, and the Komoetie families fight to prove their love for Benjamin and their innocence. The trial becomes a symbol of racial intentions and injustice of apartheid era. Chapter 7: The Power of Love. During the trial, it becomes clear that Komoetie families' love for Benjamin is genuine, and Fiela and Selling integrity is unquestionable. Despite the prejudices and basis of the legal system, the court ultimately recognized the Komoetie families' love for Benjamin, Fiela's unwavering love truths, and Benjamin is allowed to choose his own path. Chapter 8: The Journey Continues. After the trial, Benjamin is faced with the difficult decision of choosing between his true family, by the way. He realizes that love knows no color or bloodline and decides to embrace his dual heritage. Benjamin leaves the Neisner Forest to forge his own path, carrying the love and lessons he learned from both families. So that's the whole Fiela Second novel summary. So guys, make sure you subscribe, because I'm gonna be explaining other Afrikaans novel, grade 12, which this is a novel that Afrikaans learners learn in South Africa. So make sure you guys subscribe, because I'm going to be making more Afrikaans grade 12 lessons soon enough. So make sure you guys like the video and share the video so that other people will get the same knowledge that you got. Peace.